The experience in recording this record was challenging. When we had known that we were going to do this back in November of 2018, Artie had a whole bunch of different songs that we hadn't played before written. We started to work on those. And to be honest, I knew that it was going to be challenging because we really wanted to make a good album.
Can't see the reasons that lie.
We had our album written when we came in. We were totally prepared with all of our parts. I did all the pre-production at my house with the guitars and the clicks, and then Rick played to those, and then I played over him. It's sometimes not easy. It's you have to be here long hours and record and work, but for the most part, it's been actually a dream come true to have a studio right near my house. A friend of mine that I grew up with, and you know, what more can I say? It's been awesome.
My second favorite place to be, aside from on stage, is in the studio. And this whole process with John, it's really opened my eyes to the talent, you know, that every single person has. You know, as you go through it and you see, okay, the guitarist is doing this, and then John says, hey, you know, I hear this, why don't you try it like this?
I really was trying to capture as much as I could in a production, to try and capture as much live, a little different than the way I did it on the EP. This one I was trying to keep it a little bit more raw. A lot of the production was done with them playing live. You know, we did our overdubs, of course, but the drum takes, it wasn't, we didn't sit there punching every little drum fill.
The situation here is the most comfortable situation. John, you know, he's fixed things in that studio where, you know, I've sat there and looked at him and said, man, I think you're turning gray as I look at you, man, you know, because he's one of them people who, from beginning to end, he will not stop until it's perfect.
Artie and I, although we're very, very different people, and Kenny and Oddie and I, we're all just very different, we seem to have the same kind of emotions, the same things that we're angry about, the same things that we're happy about, and all of the challenges that come along in life, and all of the songs that we've written together as a band are about the challenges of life and the different things that you go through.
There's not a lot of bands that represent that late 80s, 90s metal movement anymore. You know, there's a lot of screamcore bands, a lot of all these different bands that are going on, and the bands that I really liked and grew up with, the Metallicas, the Slayers, the Panteras, the Alice in Chains, there's not a lot of that going on, you know, besides Metallica, you know, them doing it themselves. We don't try to sound like anybody, we just write riffs and write over it, and what we come out with is what we come out with.
The music is real powerful, and I think it brings out a lot of emotion, you know, in people. And you know, we play shows and people that have never seen us come up and they're like, man, you guys take me back 20 years with this, I love it, you know, and it's just super exciting, and I really can't wait to see where this goes. You know, it's an all-in for me, 100%.
They definitely have their own sound, their own feel, and that's the good thing about it, is that it's not a takeoff of somebody else's record or somebody else's sound. It's something that the guys kind of did, which kind of defined them with a little bit with their individuality for, hey, this is who we are. And when you look at a band that can actually do that, instead of saying, hey, let's sound like this because they're getting a lot of airplay, you know, doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. You have to have, each band has to have its own, you know, its own roots, its own feel. And the groove that I heard, especially on Ascension, the groove is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, my goal is always to, you know, have those parts in the songs where there's good melody, there's good drum groove, you know, never to sound again, ever, to sound again like a garage band, you know.
There's no ego in this band at all. We all care about each other to a certain extent, and when it comes to making music, we're all pointed in the same direction, And that's why we all believe in the project, and that's why we think that there's something special here, and we're going to just see what happens.
If something that I write or that we write helps somebody, that's fantastic. You know, that's great. That would be just an added bonus to what we're doing. You know, we just want to put out good music, and we want to have a good time doing it.
I mean, just to be able to travel and, you know, support myself and my family doing something I love, it would be incredible to me.
It was really a pleasure working with these guys. It really was. I would do it all over again. Hopefully the next release we work together again, because it was awesome. And I think their performance was top notch on this.